It's Thursday night football between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Cincinnati Bengals. We break down the game, give you our best bet, and it all starts right now. Hey guys, it's Matt from GrandstandBettors.com. It is week 4 of NFL football. It all starts with Thursday night football here and the matchup between Trevor Lawrence and Joe Burrow. Before we get into our breakdown, just a reminder, if you're new to Grandstand Bettors, make sure you go ahead, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our NFL free picks or free plays all season long. While you're at it, smash that like button for another Monday Night Football winner we gave out on the Monday Night Football Dallas Cowboys Philadelphia Eagles matchup. We're now 5-1 in primetime games. But without further ado, let's dive in to this week's Thursday Night Football game between the Jags and the Bengals. This game features a couple number 1 picks in Joe Burrow and Lawrence. The Bengals, 2-1 on the season, coming off a 24-10 win against the Steelers, which as a Browns fan, huge props to the Bengals beating the Steelers. We love that. You have to give them a lot of props also to the offensive line. They held the Steelers to 0 sacks. 0 sacks. It broke a 75-game streak in which they had given up at least 1 sack, so nice job to the offensive line and the Bengals against the Steelers. Their offensive line has looked much improved this year. It's also helped boost their run game. Mixon, he's rushed for 286 yards on the season so far. You pair that with the Bengals pass game led by Jamar Chase, who's averaging 20 yards a reception with 4 touchdowns. The Bengals are putting together a very formidable offense. Now, their defense also is much improved thus far this season, but is prone to giving up some passing yards. Week 1 against a good Vikings offense, their secondary allowed 351 passing yards to Cousins. They're going to face Trevor Lawrence, who has thrown for 669 yards this season, which is actually more than Joe Burrow right now. The only reason it hasn't translated in wins for Lawrence is because he's also thrown 7 interceptions. If the Bengals can't force any picks this week, they could probably have a hard time defending that Jags offense. Now, as we mentioned, Trevor Lawrence, he has put up a lot of passing yards, but overall, really hasn't impressed us that much. His decision-making, just not good. Right now, he doesn't look comfortable in the pocket. And they've had to play the Cardinals and Broncos, who are teams with good defensive lines. But their offensive line also needs to step up. Give him a little more time to establish himself in the pocket, get through a little more reads while he's there, and look downfield for some better options. Although the NFL and college football is very different, we saw at Clemson when he does have time to throw, he can be dangerous and score quick on defenses. Marvin Jones Jr., DJ Shark, they've emerged as his 2 favorite wideouts, each with 150 yards receiving so far. In the run game, James Robinson has not looked as good as he did last year, but he has been able to put up 160 yards in his first 3 games on the ground. With a solid Bengals front 7 this week, we think he's going to be used probably a little more out of the backfield, maybe for some screens, some draw plays, as the Bengals have only allowed 78 rushing yards per game. So look for Lawrence to throw it a little bit more, maybe get Robinson in that screen pass game as we move into Thursday Night Football. But defensively, the Jags do not look good. They've given up 300 yards in the air per game. With the way the Jags defense has been playing, giving up 30 points per game, we briefly looked at the spread. We think sooner rather than later, though, something is going to click for this Jags team, and they put together a solid game. Both Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence are young guys in the league looking to prove something this season, and what's a better way to do that than in a primetime game against each other? The weapons each team has offensively definitely outweigh the defense, and we think both teams will probably be able to put up 2 or 3 touchdowns in this one. The Jags are not going to go down without a fight. They're going to look to break an 18-game losing streak. So we're not going to look at the spread for this one. We're going to take our best bet, Thursday Night Football, Jags, Bengals, over 46. Now, Grandstand Bettors is going to be doing a live play-by-play and live betting watch-along for this game on Thursday Night Football. Stop by YouTube, on our channel Thursday at 8:15 Eastern as we kick off week 4 of the NFL. But as always, sit back, relax, enjoy the game, and we'll see you next time.